Hi, my name's Jason and welcome to the Clothesline Store. In this video, we're going to assemble and install the Hills Everyday Folding Frame Clothesline. Now, when you receive your clothesline and start the installation process, it's a good idea to take all the parts out of the box, lay them down either on the floor or on a table like I've done now. Take your instruction manual, read it cover to cover, check off all the components, make sure they're all the same as what's in the manual, and then proceed to install your clothesline. So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, so the first step is to put the bracket on the wall. Now, for the height of the clothesline, it's important to leave it about 50 to 100 millimeters above the person's head who's going to use it most. Now, the clothesline does kick up slightly as well, so take that into account when measuring the height. So you don't get fasteners with your clothesline, so go to your local hardware store and get the fasteners that are best suited to the wall you're going to use. In this instance, for demonstration purposes, we're using timber screws because we're going into a timber wall. So we make sure the bracket is nice and level, and then we just tighten the bracket up. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And once we've done that, we do the same on the other side and proceed to assemble the clothesline. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So now we've got the brackets in place, it's time to fit the arms. So when you do this, make sure you have the clips. You'll see the clips here, which you use to tie the cord off, facing inward. You then put the end caps on and you put them in the bracket like so. You put your screws through, nuts on, washers, and tighten them up. And I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So now we've got both arms in place. You raise the arm, lock it in position, and then we're going to proceed to put the spreader bar on the front. So let's go ahead and do that now. So the next part of the process is to assemble the spreader bar before we can put it in. Now, with the spreader bar, you receive a joiner. So we take the cover off by removing the two screws. We then place it in the end of the spreader bar. Now you'll notice there's a hole on each of the spreader bars. That hole is to align with this section on the joiner. Now you put it in place and you tap it in position using a hammer. Be very careful and do it slowly because we need to align that hole there with this hole here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Now, as we can see, the hole's getting very close to being aligned. Just be careful not to push it in too far because you'll have difficulty, if not make it impossible, to put the thread into the screw. So now we have that aligned nicely. We're going to put our screw in place like so. Because although we put a cover on it, we put that in place because when we put the other one in, it just makes it easier and holds the center joiner section in place so it doesn't push it down too far. So you just go ahead and do that and then it's ready to install into the clothesline. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. So now we've assembled the front spreader bar, we're going to insert it into the arms. So we get the corners and we take the cover off so we can access the two Allen keys. We put it into the end of the spreader bar like so. We put the other end into the arm. Give it a gentle tap. Come over the other side and do the same. And then once it's in position, we just get the Allen key and we tighten it up. And make sure you do that nice and tightly or the spreader bar can come out. So you do it on both sides and then you put the caps back on and then we move on to the next stage, which is putting the cord through. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So now we've got the front spreader bar on and the corners nice and tight. We put the clips on the end. We just do that by clipping them on like so, on both sides. So now we've done that, it's time to put the cord on. So let's go ahead and do that now. So now we've threaded the cord, we're going to tension it. Now it's really important when you're tensioning the cord not to over tension it. If you do, you may very well damage the clothesline. So what we're going to do, we basically get the end that we have left, tie it around our hand, and we pull the cord through towards us like so until we get full tension on the cord. And then once we've done that, we get our end clip, we put it on, and we thread the cord through the end clip, much the same way we started off the process. We pull it firmly and tie it around, cut it off, put our clip on, and that's all that's required when putting the cord in the clothesline. So I hope this has assisted you in the installation of the Hills Everyday Folding Frame Clothesline. My name's Jason. Thanks for visiting the clotheslinestore.com.au and bye for now.